Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is Larry W.Brooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit LarryWBrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can message me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this Thursday, man. It's a great week. Had more than enough fun last week, man. So I want to make sure I introduce my co-host, holding it down with me, man. He is a multi-time author, highly successful real estate broker, serial entrepreneur, and the proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand, known everywhere in the world, especially in Nacogdoches, Texas, as the Texas Real Estate King, back from homecoming duties, holding it down.
Yeah.
Mr. Larry W. Brooks, what's going on, brother?
Hey.
What can
I tell you, man? It's a beautiful day. You know what I mean? I got me a tie on today, so I'm celebrating.
I was going to ask you. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, man? You pretty formal this morning.
I
man.
am pretty formal. So we're hosting another one of our events where we bring out partnerships and relationships that we've had. Myself and Mike is owner of. Founders lunch that we're doing.
Right.
So that's going on. But, you know, you and I had a chance, I and young LB had a chance to experience in homecoming, man. And it was different for me because this is, I think, the first time that I've ever had my son actually tag along with dad to see what other people that watched him when he was a kid or, you know, a young adult, you know, thought
Okay,
of
now
it.
this is the question though. So what was LB3's impressions of Nacogdoches on a homecoming weekend? Like, what did he talk about on the ride back?
Hey man, he say, Dad, everyone knows you. You know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't age, it wasn't color, it wasn't race. Like everyone knew Dad, and you know they had a great story to tell about Dad. So I think that was the big takeaway from it. People had things that they could really say, oh, this is what we did together, or this is how, you know what I mean? So I think that.
I think it works twofold because now when he goes home and he's around his friends that he goes to school with, now he didn't put SFA on their radar.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's small things like that'll have you thinking about SFA when it probably had never been anything that ever would have showed up on his radar before then.
Yeah, and it's crazy because
some behind-the-scenes access, too.
Yeah, because while we were sitting there, you know, they had recruits in this weekend. And so he saw a guy that plays his position that's on varsity at his school was taking his visit this weekend.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Somebody he knows.
Someone he knows,
was on a recruit trip at SFA this past weekend.
Recruit trip at SFA this weekend.
Hey, man, you can't no better sales pitch than that.
Come on, man. Jack, hold it up.
So, look, big shout out to everybody who came down, man. Big shout out to everybody who road trip down from Dallas, Fort Worth, Central Texas, South Texas, because, man, it's just something invigorating about being able to get back to Nacogdoches, man. So big shout out to everybody at SFA. But look, man, we here on a Thursday, brother.
We on a Thursday, man.
You dressed to the 9s, 10s, and 11s. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is the part of the show where you give our audience a little bit of a insight into what we have to go through to gain commitments from such talented professionals to appear with us on the podcast. So please,
facts, man.
Mr. Real Estate King, tell the audience a little bit of what you had to go through, bro.
Today's guest, man, is literally, we've been on her waiting list for probably about 2 years since we've been doing the show.
No, that's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? And I say it like that only because, of the dynamics. Her and I had an opportunity to go to the great Stephen F. Austin together. So she's also an alumni of Stephen F. Austin. We've used Darren Palmer to author our books in certain cases together. And so one of the things that really stood out is that it was hard to get her here because her business had always been based in East Texas, up there around Nacogdoches, Gilmer, Texas, Longview, Texas. Well, now, not only is it still located there, but she has branched into the Houston market now. And so her accessibility, and she'll talk a little bit about her new location, her new business model that she has working with it. But it's just, the exciting news is that we finally had an opportunity to get her here on the show because she's in the city on a Thursday.
Hey, come on, man. And anytime we can get proud alumni of Stephen F. Austin State University on the show, man, it's always an added pleasure. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce this week's guest. This young lady is not only one of the most highly successful social media marketers you'll ever have the opportunity of meeting, but she's not only an expert, but she's an educator and entrepreneur when it comes to the realm of health and beauty. So I'd like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, Miss Stephanie Rachelle. Give it up. Where's it? Give it up. Applause and all that. There it is. Now, thank you for sitting in with us, Steph. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Now, okay, Larry said it took us about 24 months, you know what I mean, of negotiating with you and your people to find a Thursday where you can sit in with us. So I want to thank you so much publicly for finding some time to sit in with us.
Yes.
Now, in all seriousness, the reason why I was really excited because I've had the opportunity to pick your brain for many years as far as everything business, as far as marketing, social media, even some health and beauty. People may not necessarily believe, but could you just share with our audience your platform, your business, and what it is that you provide as far as goods and services?
Okay. Well, my name is Stephanie, and I am the owner of Stephanie Rachelle. I provide and I teach eyelash extensions and body contouring services. I've been in the industry for over 19 years now, and I started teaching officially about 6 years ago.
Now, this is one of the cool things about me really knowing you is because very few times, especially in business, where you meet someone like yourself whose platform not only educates, but also provides services while at the same time also providing goods. So if you wouldn't mind, could you just share with our audience a little bit about some of the ways that you've educated yourself as far as health and beauty, and just to give them an idea of how experienced you are as far as this realm?
So it's kind of funny because a lot of the stuff that I have accomplished and that I have learned has come from therapy because I went to therapy. I still go to therapy.
That's what's up.
So we set up I guess you would call it a roadmap of where I wanted to be and the things that I needed to learn to get there.
Oh, wow.
So we put that all on paper, and then we got it set up, and I've trained with some of the top beauty brands over the years. But what I have noticed recently is I prefer training with individuals and people because I have learned the way I learn. I do better with one-on-one, and where you touch me, I touch you, move my hand type thing. So I provide a service, but I also have the products that'll help you reach your goal. So I have supplements and different things that go along with the services, and then the products to make your eyelash extensions last longer and stuff like that.
It's crazy, Rick, that you mentioned that you asked her about her training, because I've literally watched over the years that she's been building out her business. Her platform shows she's taking courses by experts in Thailand. Who goes that far to actually pick up on their skill set? She's learned from people there. I've seen her travel and learn from experts in L.A., Dallas.
Right.
When you think about pouring into yourself, that's what that business that's what it looks like to be great at what you're doing. You don't mind paying someone to teach you how to become an expert, and now you take that skill set and teach other people. That's crazy to me.
The thing about it that makes it so deep and speaks to your point is because health and beauty can be such a vast network of different types of businesses, different types of services. And I'm sure as a professional, you're inundated online with emails and text messages. Larry and I, we're gentlemen, and we still get calls and emails and stuff like that. So what is it that you would like to share with the women in our audience that separates your brand and your products from everything they may be inundated with all day, every day as far as social media and online?
What separates my brand is I guess the word is reachable.
Wow.
So I always respond.
Right.
And most of the people that sign up for my classes, they'll say, "Oh, you responded." So I think sometimes when people get their accounts get larger, they stop responding, but you can send me an email, you can send me a DM on Instagram, you could put it in the comments on Instagram, you could put it on Facebook Messenger, Facebook page, personal or private. I always respond. So I'm very reachable, and I think they appreciate that, especially when it comes with classes, because sometimes you're not sure what class you're taking or what's in the class, and then I'll just say, hey, call me. Yeah. And then I'll go over it.
No, it's pretty. That's not a small feat, though. Just thinking about that, because you stay busy and then you still make time to personally respond. So I think, I mean, because even real estate, we always get hit with the worst thing about a realtor is that they don't return phone calls. They don't return emails.
Right.
You know, like you did, like for some reason we unreachable. And so for her to say that she's reachable, she's touchable, like meaning that, you know, it's crazy. So I think that's
I don't think city
in
people
your business.
But I've noticed since I've been here, city people don't respond.
Oh, wow.
That would be something she would always say. As we set up business courses, she'd be like, yeah, city folks don't like to respond.
Yeah, you'd be like, hello.
Everybody is entirely too busy in their own personal world.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to talk to you about, Steph, because in my research before the show, you offer not only body contouring services, but also body contouring training.
Yes.
Now, for people like myself who may not have necessarily known what body contouring was before I started researching your brand, could you just explain to our audience what body contouring is? And we want to talk about your body contouring trainings because you have a really cool graphic, and I want to make sure we show that to everybody so that they can know what goes into it and how to contact you.
Okay. So body contouring is where you're altering the shape of the body with non-invasive, like we're not doing shots, we're not doing cutting or anything like that. We're just changing the shape of your body through ultrasound cavitation, radio frequency, and different things like that. It's not weight loss. A lot of people think it's weight loss, but it's not. And even with lipo, I think you have to be at like 30% body fat percentage. Same thing with body contouring. The inch you can pinch is what I can do. I'm basically fine-tuning just areas.
No, because see, this is the thing, and this is as a guy. I've always, on National Geographic, sometimes they'll show you videos or the behind the scenes of some plastic surgery, some body contouring, and it seems really invasive. It's like a real serious surgical procedure. And the thing from me listening to you explain it, I can only assume there's so many women who want to take advantage of your services because they're not as invasive, and it's not as dangerous. And it's not a real surgical procedure. So could you please speak to our audience about the value that your clients express to you after they work with you as far as your body contouring services?
Oh, you feel so much better. Like for me, I push my body contouring services and treatments for wellness. Like if you feel better, you're going to look better. So I don't necessarily do it on the scale of you come in and we're going to snatch. I do it on you're going to come in and you're just going to feel so much better. Afterwards, you're going to be operating at your highest level. Your workouts are going to be easier. You won't have brain fog. So you just feel better all over. And believe it or not, most of my clients are over the age of 50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And everybody's like, they'll say, why don't you post any, they'll say, why don't you post any older people?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but most of my clients are older. They just work out and they eat pretty healthy.
No, and see,
like the booties you see, those are like 50-year-old booties.
Oh, wow.
On my page.
Wait. Let's stop, because I haven't seen these 50-year-old
You haven't
booties.
seen those are 50-year-old
So are you
booties.
saying that everyone in our audience, if they were to follow you on Instagram and check out your page, they'll get to see these contoured 50-year-old booties
Yes,
you speak of?
those are 50-year-old booties. They work out, they eat healthy, and they come in. They actually already knew about the service because it's been around for like years, but most of it was offered in like plastic surgeon offices. So to bring it to my small town, and they already knew about it. So yeah. It's for people who are already living a healthy lifestyle or getting into it.
Hey, there's no better call to action that I've heard all week, bro. Please.
You know, and it's great. Yeah, that's a great call to action. And then I also want to know, so you said your small town. What made you want to bring your business and your services here to Houston, Texas?
Well, I was making more money off of my classes here in Houston, which is really crazy because most of the classes that I was doing from Houston, the people were not from Houston. Wow. But I guess it's because y'all have an airport.
Yeah.
So it just made it easier with classes for me to be here versus trying to get people to the country.
I always found that unique because a few times when you did some courses, you actually used the Brooks and Davis Training Center. And so just as I think about it, how you able to schedule people coming in from Minnesota, California area, and have them to meet you out of East Texas, how are these people finding you? Like, what's going on?
Well, they find me on, so it's like a little what do you call it? Like a roadmap. So most of the time they'll find me on Google.
Okay.
And then they'll see my website, and my website takes an Instagram, and then they go to Facebook to make sure that I'm legit.
Yeah.
Then they message me, and then I respond.
And then you respond.
Yeah.
That goes secret to it right there.
Hey,
That's
there it
the
is.
respond.
Yeah, I respond.
No, because this is just so enlightening for me. So, people, how often do people sign up for body contouring services, and it's such life-changing experience for them that then they decide that they want to become a licensed? What would you call someone who's licensed in performing body contouring like yourself?
Body contouring specialist.
Okay, so how often do they transition from a client or customer to somebody who wants to get involved from an education and training in with you?
Very often, especially if they hit the ground running. Like if they, I always tell them you'll make your money back in the first month if you do exactly what I say do. And it's a girl out of, I think she's in, where's she from? I want to say El Paso. I think her name is Christina Rodriguez. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but she is awesome, and she has been killing it every day. I'm like, yes!
Now see, look, Larry, now see.
That's a proud
And she
teacher
did
right
her
there.
first, she had her first class, I think it was like last month.
Now, but Larry, see, you didn't notice Steph slipped in the money that can be made.
Oh, yeah.
Now she want to talk bread.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, I want to talk to you a little bit about the financial benefits
Okay.
that people could enjoy if they were to sign up, be educated and trained by you, and become licensed. And then secondly, I would like to talk to you about your motivation and your personal inspiration as an entrepreneur. Because you've been such a go-getter for such a long time, I want to make sure my audience understands the evolution that you've gone through to be the professional that they see before them today. So everyone, I want to thank you for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, but we'll be right back.
I'm serial entrepreneur Larry W.Brooks, and I'd like to personally invite you to take a closer look at the Pure Hustle clothing brand, along with several books that I've authored to take entrepreneurs, small business owners to the next level of their business. So please take a look at shoplwb.com. How do you survive?
Rent to own is not a myth. Turn your rental payment into a down payment with Divvy Homes and the Prime Real Estate Network. All you need to qualify is a 550 minimum FICO score and $40,000 in annual income. If you've worked your current job for at least the last 6 months and you can prove that you have $2,000 in the bank, your dream of home ownership can become a reality. Please direct message, call, or email the Prime Real Estate Network today and learn more about this exciting new program.
Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. You can follow me on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, DM me today at Prime Real Estate Rick on Instagram. If you are a real estate professional looking for a change, or you're an aspiring realtor in the greater Houston area and you would like mentorship and training, and you would like to learn more about Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, please visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. As always, my co-host is the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Pure Hustle himself, Larry W.Brooks. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, I'm looking more pure than hustle today.
You looking more pure than hustle today?
Got a tie around my neck, you know.
Hey, man, you
just
keep
saying.
coming with them little fly lines like that off the cuff, bro. I'm going to start thinking you writing them down.
Hey, come on.
Hey,
It's a natural talent. I come from the area of screwed up Texas, baby.
Hey, look, man.
H-Time, Hershey Woods.
Hey,
Stand
look,
up.
brother, we've been educated
Yeah.
in the realm of health and beauty on this episode,
We
man.
are.
So,
By a true expert.
Oh, look, by a
true
true
expert that has taken this skill set to the next level. Like, it's crazy because we were classmates where we watched this growth, especially having an opportunity with social media being a platform that you could go on and be like, you know, this person went from, I think, a nail tech to now providing and teaching people services on how to be great when it comes to building a business model.
and most importantly, don't let her fool you. This lady is a professional at getting to the bag.
Yes,
So
indeed.
hopefully, if we are super nice, Larry, we can try to ask her if she'll share some of those gems
No doubt about it.
on how she made those transitions and made sure she got the money that she was looking for. So without any further ado, this week's guest is a health and beauty educator, entrepreneur, and master social media marketer. I would like to welcome to the show Miss Stephanie Rachelle. How you doing?
Great.
Thank you so much for sitting in with us, man. In the first segment, we talked a lot about your brand, your services, and your educational platform. But if you wouldn't mind, I want to talk to you a little bit about how you're changing lives, imparting your wisdom and education as far as how to get involved in that health and beauty as a business owner and service provider. So could you talk to about how that makes you feel, sharing that wisdom with other women and people like yourself?
Oh, it's like the best feeling in the world. Like, I enjoyed teaching, and I knew I enjoyed teaching for like a really, really long time. But I love my girl bosses.
You love them?
I love them. I'll be like, oh, she got it. Like when you
Yes.
see it click, and
Yes.
I'll be like, yes. So I just love it.
Yes.
And then I've noticed that like a lot of my students, when they come, they're in a space where it has to work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been in that space where it has to work. Like, I have no choice, but this has to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell them, like, well, if you just do what I tell you to do, it's going to work. You're going to make your money back, like I said, the first month. And a lot of them are like, I made it back 3 times the first month. Yes,
Right.
because I teach differently.
No, and this is, Steph, and this is one of the most empowering parts of your brand. Could you speak to how often you receive messages of gratitude from those ladies that may have been nail techs, may have done hair, may have been just the washer in a salon, and how they've been able to grow their self-esteem, evolve, and to grow a business? Like, how often do you get those messages? Because the thing about your story that's amazing is how you've gone from employee to employer to entrepreneur to business owner. And I think that's a example that so many ladies would like to take advantage of, but just don't know how to get in, connect with the resources or meet someone like yourself.
I get the messages all the time, but believe it or not, I get a lot of messages from people who haven't taken my class. Just, I respond and I talk to everybody because it is social media. So I'll get messages just from someone in my inbox just saying that I have motivated them and I have pushed them and they've seen my growth. So it's not just from like my students.
Right.
So I'm very real on social media. Like, I'm very plain, very real. And so I think they feel that and they see that and they see the growth, and it pushes them to want to get there.
But like Larry was mentioning, man, your grind been heavy for so long that I can't believe that it's just the social media that helps to motivate you. What was your initial inspiration? What was your
What did you
initial
do before
motivation?
before you got into
before all
this,
of this,
what were
like,
you
what
doing?
gets you out of the bed like 15 years ago? Because like Larry was saying, this has been going since the 90s as far as you're
We've been
concerned.
knowing you since our university days.
Right, so what is it
what
about
was
that?
in between before you got to where you are now?
Well, graduated from SFA, got a job, and it sucked. My mom is awesome because my mom has always been very involved and very supportive. So I was pregnant when I started college. So when I got to SFA, I already had a kid. So she was like, as long as you stay in school. Then when I graduated and I was like, I don't like this job, and I cried all the time, and she was like, well, you better find something. So I just woke up and I was like, I think I can do fingernails. It wasn't even something that I wanted to do. It's just like, oh, I think I could do it. And then 15 years passed. I was able to take care of my family, but I hit a ceiling where I couldn't make any more money. And then that's when I transitioned into eyelash extensions.
And this is why this is amazing to me, because I never even thought outside of the box that you go from that and you're like, you know what, I can study another trade, because that doesn't seem easy to me.
Right.
And then you take that trade and you master it, and then now she's talking about like how she got into the body contouring.
Yeah.
But that was amazing how you were able to master that skill set, get great at it, and know how to take the right trainings. Because in real estate, we do it all the time, right? We go from being a licensed realtor, wanting to help buyers, then we graduate to wanting to help sellers, people that are looking to sell their homes, and then we graduate to the point where we want to teach other people how to do it, so we build out a team. So it's really that same aspect that's been so amazing to me.
Now, far be it from Larry and myself to ever be described as people who would pocket watch or try to count other people's money. But just for the audience that may not be as educated or as experienced as far as the industry, what type of money are we talking about for someone who is a licensed body contouring specialist? What are we thinking that they can do as far as empowering themselves financially?
So average body contouring treatment service ranges between $125 to $350 per area, and the average treatment is 30 minutes.
Wait. Stop everything. So it's a 30-minute, for lack of a better term, procedure.
Yes.
And how much are we charging per area?
Between $125 to $350.
And how does that compare to someone who may be working as a nail tech right now?
So for me, when I was doing nails, it was $20 for a manicure, which took like an hour.
Yeah. So so that's the difference in what you can make out.
Larry, I'm dumbfounded by this because there are so many people who have opened it and broadened their horizons since the beginning of the pandemic as far as their professional lives, what they want for them and their family financially. Could you just please speak to anyone out there in our audience who may hear this interview but is nervous about taking a chance on themselves? What was it that tipped you over the edge from thinking about being a business owner to actually jumping in the game and playing?
My stuff just happened organically.
Right.
Like, so it was just like, it was always where it got to the point where it was time for me to change. And then if someone is interested in wanting to do it, I would just say, do it. Like, everybody always has, I tell Larry all the time, I don't listen to people. I'm kind of hard-headed.
She is.
And my followers on Instagram know I'm hard-headed. I'll get messages like, you do not listen. So I just don't listen to people. So if you're going to try it. Like, you could be like, oh, it's not going to work. But that's just like saying like on the stove, it's too hot. And then my personality, well, how hot is it?
Right.
Like, your hot and my hot is two different hots. And I'm like, oh, that wasn't hot. That was kind of warm.
Yeah.
So I just would tell them, if you're interested, to try it. You're not going to lose anything if you don't try it.
Yes, you know, when it's you have to. And I think that, like, one of the things you said when we opened the show is one of your, not mentors, but having an accountability partner. And in your case, your accountability partner was more or less your the therapist that you were seeing. So as y'all mapped out your plan, that was kind of like an accountability partner. A lot of times people don't understand either having a mentor or even maybe seeing somebody, a therapist that you can talk your process through. Like, those things help you grow. And so I think that's a big part of the vision that you created, because I mean, 5+ years ago, maybe longer than 5 years ago, you talked about one day also having a location in the Houston area. So now you have several locations, and I want you to touch on that too. Like, where are you all located at now?
Yes. So I'm still have a studio in Gladewater, and then just opened up, was that like last week, week for last, here in the Heights area. So, and I'll provide eyelash extensions and body contouring, and I'll have a training center ready to go in like a week.
For all those in our
Training
audience.
center in a week?
No,
Come
and
on,
this was
man.
so real though. But see, I said, watch this one, Larry. For everybody in the audience who will be so moved, how can they, or are you heading up any events in the recent future? Where can they come out, meet, greet, and converse with Miss Stephanie Rachelle in the near future?
Well, this weekend from 2 to 6, I'll be at Kale's Closet. It's a boutique here in Houston.
Oh, wow.
And I'll be there doing demos, so you can stop by, ask me questions about services or about the classes that I have going on.
That this Saturday?
Yes,
Oh,
this Saturday.
perfect.
And then next weekend, I have body contouring classes.
So for everybody online, share IG handles. How can they contact you to schedule consultations and/or training?
You can find me on Instagram at the Stephanie Rachelle, and I'm on Facebook, the Stephanie Rachelle.
You know, man, because this is super cool. I'm going to probably end up watching this episode over and over next week when it debuts, because this is a surreal moment for me. Like Larry was saying, man, it's always great to be able to sit down and interview fellow SFA alumni, because we've seen each other's evolution from children to successful adults. And
Facts, no doubt
your
about
evolution is something that I've always been so impressed with. So please, from the bottom of my heart, accept this, because I thank you so much for sitting in with us, man. I'm not going to even go on the record as far as how many ideas I've taken from you and how much game you've given me on the low. But I urge everyone in the audience to follow Stephanie. She is just a treasure trove of invaluable and priceless game. So, Mr. Brooks, man, what you got to shout out to the audience before we sign off this week, my dude?
Hey, not much, man. Shout out to PV. It's their homecoming. My business partner Michael is going to be hosting one of the events on Saturday. I don't remember the details of where it's at, but of course, if you check me out at the Texas Real Estate King online on Instagram, I'll post a flyer sometime this week. But other than that, man, I'm excited. So Houston, get ready. We got us a little cool weather coming in.
Oh no, man! Like you say, it's getting to that time. It's almost holiday season, and everybody in Houston knows how we turn up when it's holiday season in the city. So On behalf of myself, Rick Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, I want to thank our guest, Ms. Stephanie Rachelle. And until next week, everyone out there, be safe and be blessed.